Hey, Tams. One o'clock in the morning? Are you okay? I'm good. Why do I not look at... Is it this? So self-conscious. Is it this? So self-conscious. Autoimmune illnesses, man. They get you down. I'm sorry. It's because I go live after work. I'm only going to be on for a little bit. We'll probably do a longer... Yeah, the ones on the note. I'm only going to be on for a little bit. We'll probably do a longer... Yeah, the ones on the note. I'm only going to be on for a little bit. We'll probably do a longer... Yeah, the ones on the nose hurt more. I swear it's... I couldn't figure out as it was growing over the last 2 days. You know, you feel them and you're like, where is it? And I was like, is it... Today I was like, is it... Do I have a pimple? Can you get a pimple inside your nose? But it's not. It's like, it's in the crevice of my nose. See, Tams, I'm learning. +8. I got it. You haven't missed anything because I haven't started. I mean, I started because I'm here. I'm on live.
I got your...
Oh, put that in my office for me.
Can I switch inside this?
No, thank you.
Okay. Is it a gift?
No, it's not a gift. Please just go put it in my office.
Hi, Live.
You haven't missed the Britney update. I've got the document in front of me, so I figured I'd come on. I'm not frozen. It's showing good on my end. It's frozen. It's showing good. Jesse. Can you see me? Can you guys tell me?
Can I have some dry?
Yes. Frozen. It's telling me I've got a good connection. Perfect here. Good for me. Fine here. Okay, that's weird. That's funny because it's lagging. Okay, not frozen. Okay. It's okay now in the UK. Weird that it was frozen in the UK. Odd. Okay, so I've got the declaration. I've got the petition in front of me that was filed today that'll be heard tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. So if you guys have any questions about it, I figured we could talk about it. I'll give a quick review of what's going on, which is Britney's attorney. She got this attorney appointed on July, I think it was the 14th. Yeah, July 14th is when Rosengart was appointed, and Sam Ingham had his petition to, he didn't ask the court for permission to remove, but he ended up getting removed as the attorney. He's no longer her court-appointed counsel. We know Rosengart got appointed not appointed, but Britney was allowed to hire her own attorney, which was Matthew Rosengart. A bit delayed. Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. Try to get out and come back in and see if that helps. And if a bunch of people are having issues, I can always stop it and come back on. Not Declaration of Independence. So the court said, Britney, you're good. You can hire your own attorney, which is not something that she's ever been allowed to do. I'm going to answer this question real quick. Flipper Drake says, what does Rosengart say as ex parte emergency circumstance? It's a request. Tomorrow's hearing, this is how a lot of them are, actually. This is what most ex parte requests are. It's not necessarily that this specifically will get heard. It's a request to shorten the time to hear another motion. So that's what this is. This is a request to move the motion, the petition to remove Jaime, which was originally set by the clerk in December. When the parties met for Jody Montgomery's security request, they agreed to have the hearing lumped together with the rest of them on September 29th. Now, what Rosengart, and Rosengart said this on the 14th, and he also said it after that hearing for Jody Montgomery, he said it on the courthouse steps, if Jaime loves his daughter, order shortening time. If Jaime, I never know if somebody's like in the legal field, so I'd like spell it all out. But if you're in the legal field, you'll know. If you're in the legal field, you know that that's probably all I had to say, and you're like, oh, gotcha. But it's not even an order shortening time outside of what the code requires. It's just, hey, we filed this. We all agreed that it would get heard at that September date when everything else was set to be heard. The accountings, Jamie Spears' request to have a evidentiary hearing on Britney Spears' June 23rd testimony, all kinds of other stuff was set to be heard as well. So when the petition got filed and then the parties met for another hearing, Rosengart said, hey, we want to lump this in. The judge said, absolutely. We'll move the petition to remove Jamie Spears and appoint Jason Rubin for that September 29th hearing. But when Matthew Rosengart left and said, and on the courthouse steps, gave a quick press conference and did that again after Jody Montgomery's hearing. So he did that after the July 14th hearing, and then again after Jody Montgomery's security hearing. And in court, we are requesting Jamie Spears be removed. Well, we are requesting that Jamie Spears resign because it's in the best interest of Britney. Layman's terms for me. We're requesting Jamie Spears resign as conservator of the estate because it's in Britney's best interest that he do so. Rosengart repeated that on the courthouse steps. We have maintained that we request that Jamie resign. That's, if he truly loves his daughter, that is in her best interest. So he gave Jamie a week and a half to do that on his own before the petition to remove Jamie was filed. Then that was the one that was set. Yeah, that was the one that was set in December. Moved to the September hearing. So now what? And there's been some time that's passed. That was filed on. It was last Monday, so a week and a half. July 26th. So on July 26th, that was last Monday. Matthew Rosengart files this petition to remove Jamie and gives Jamie, in my opinion, a little bit of time to say, all right, I'll step down. I'll get out. I hear you. The road is going to end here pretty quick, in my opinion. It's not going to be heard tomorrow, though. The only thing that will be heard tomorrow is Rosengart's request to to set the hearing for the petition to remove Jamie for August. Where is it? End of August. Essentially what he did is he said 23rd. On or after August 23rd. Because that is the specific amount of time, 15 days. I think it's 15 court days. No, within 15 days. So tomorrow is the 6th. So 15 days would be August 23rd. That's the earliest time they could hear it, with giving Jamie Spears the requisite notice pursuant to the probate code. I hope that I explained all of that correctly. And Rosengart reminds Jamie in this petition, hey, any choice to fight this, you are doing for your own interests. Britney's medical team has said that Jamie should be removed. Britney's conservator of her person said that Jamie should be removed. Britney's mom has said that Jamie should be removed. The investigator said that there should be some kind of pathway or ending the conservatorship, which I guess you could also say. But I mean, Britney herself says, I'm not going to work if my dad's the conservator of the estate. I don't like him. He's, abused me. He's trafficked me. I really hope they do. I worry Jamie will make drastic moves with their money. The way that this attorney has set it out is, listen, I'm not asking for anything other than the bare minimum. All I'm asking court is that we just put in somebody that's going to act in Britney's best interest. We don't need to determine that Jaime is the worst person in the world right now. Let's put somebody else in. All we have to do is get Jaime out. This is like the inchworm technique, right? Like, just we're not asking for, a declaration that you have monopolized control of Britney for the last 13 years and that you've taken all of her money. We're not asking for that. We're just asking that somebody sit as conservator of the estate that Britney trusts, that acts in her best interest. That's it. Just resign. It'll be fine. If he is in it for her best interest, he'd want her to be able to be independent. Agreed. Jaime doesn't have access to her money now for a lawyer, right? No, he still does. He's still conservator of the estate. He still has complete access over her, what kind of contract she enters into. And we know that because in this petition itself, the declaration of Matthew Rosengart states that in late July, Britney requested that she go to Hawaii. Given the testimony of Britney Spears and the above referenced evidence speak for themselves. By way of an additional brief illustration concerning Mr. Spears, Miss Spears wanted to take a short vacation to Maui in late July. Given Mr. Spears' present position as conservator of the estate, controller of the money, his consent was sought by Miss Spears' team. Rather than promptly approving his 39-year-old daughter's right to take a well-earned vacation, supported by her own hard-earned money, Mr. Spears or his representative opposed the trip as unnecessary. So think of the balls that you have to hear the June 23rd testimony, hear the July 14th testimony, hear that Britney has a new lawyer, I don't know when this happened, but it was at least after the accountings with the $1.3 million in legal fees for just one firm from October till June. And you agreed less than 2 years ago to pay TriStar Entertainment $500,000 a year to manage Britney's non-career at this point. And you're saying that her trip to Maui is unnecessary? I think this reeks of control. If you're the conservator of a multi-million-dollar estate and you now know that the asset, which is how Britney's being treated, the asset is not performing and not generating income actively, but that there is money to be managed, otherwise why would you be there? Britney doesn't need, there's no need for, she can go wherever she wants. Your goal should be maintaining whatever her lifestyle is, not maintaining the lifestyle of Vivian Thoreau or whatever her name is. His trip to her bank account is unnecessary. So a lot of people are worried about what he can do between now and the time that this ultimately gets granted, hopefully. Everything that he does, especially now, is going to be documented. Theoretically, yeah, he could try to move some money. Whatever he's done at this point, I think it's done. There's, again, references in this petition of missing money, and obviously that will be the subject of investigative efforts by the team after Ruben gets in. I think TikTok may be having some issues because I'm not getting up. It's so weird. I wonder. I am taking this. 1 second. I'm trying to plug some glitches today. I wonder if it's TikTok, but I had my phone plugged into my iPad to charge, so let's see if that helps. I think it was, I have Bluetooth on my phone. Yeah, obviously. And it was on. And Tim's AirPods will sync up to my Bluetooth way easier than mine do. And so if he's in the house and he takes out an AirPod, like all of a sudden you guys have Tim. So, hey, Steph. So, the question that we were discussing is what Jaime could do between now and the time that this petition ultimately gets heard. And there's always a chance that something could happen, but forensic accountants, if you guys, tying it back to Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, if you watched last night's episode, they're good ones are good. And I do think that to the extent that there's any possible criminal activity or theft or embezzlement of any sort, I think that the groundwork for that would have already been laid, unfortunately. You think it's TikTok? Maybe. I've got my phone plugged in. I'm on Wi-Fi and thank you. My Bluetooth's off, so that's all I can do. Right. So tomorrow we will know if August 23rd will be the big day. Correct. Which would be great. Have you seen if it's true that Jaime has said that Britney has dementia? My understanding of this is that at some point Jaime checked a box that said Britney had dementia. Jaime or his representative. But I have not seen the paper where that box was checked. So Britney doesn't have $650. I don't know how much money Britney has. And Britney doesn't know how much money Britney has. The estate itself is valued at around $60 million based on the accountings that have been filed with the court. Because if you have a conservator of your estate, the conservator has to provide accountings for how that money was spent, what happened to that money in the accounting period. So every year there needs to be an accounting. So currently on calendar for September is the accounting for both for the 12th accounting, which is 19 to 20, and then 20 to 21, like June to July or something. It's not a calendar year, it's a fiscal year. She bought her first iPad. Unbelievable. Oh, ow, please don't, baby. Should be so much more than this. Yeah. If she just did all of the management, all of the touring and all of the albums and all of the residencies, just that for the last 13 years. And then also, please stop, baby. You know what you're doing. Please stop. She'd still have plenty of money to go to Maui every week. She could freaking have a chartered jet waiting for her weekly if she wanted to. There isn't even a report on record from a medical person saying she's incompetent. Correct. There is no true, I can't remember the specific wording. There's no, because this is listed as a voluntary conservatorship, there's no competency determination with regard to the ability for Britney to make medical decisions.
Sorry, I'm just gonna grab my charger. Oh, never mind.
Okay, Fia, I love you so much.
Okay, my charger right there.
Use the one over there, babe. We didn't lose sound. I hate TikTok.
What?
Nothing.
We get kicked off?
No, it's not working. How did it pass as voluntary? I don't know. I don't know what to do. It's so weird. Something's happening. It goes in and out. Like you guys see me, I'm literally doing nothing. Like nothing. Okay. It's working again. Great. So does anybody have any specific questions? Also, I just want everybody to know This is a pimple. I'm aware of it. I've not been crying, but inside here, it is very painful. Jamie's trying to stop me. Him and TMZ.
What's TNT?
Sophia, baby, I love you so much. Remember what we talked about?
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
I don't feel like you are.
I am. I just want my
Please.
charger.
I told you to go use that
That
one.
one doesn't work in my room.
The one that's plugged in the island?
It's way too small. It's not like it's the thing.
There's the...
Oh. Here's mine.
Anybody else have a child that then immediately when you get on the phone, get the cord, babe.
That's your charger.
Okay, Fia, can you use it, sweetheart?
Oh, period. Here we go.
Jeez.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Jamie is really trying to assert his I think he may be paying Sophia. I think Jamie Spears is using Britney Spears' money to pay Sophia to interrupt me on live so I can't explain this to you guys. That's what I think's happening. Anyway. I know you have gone over this, but how far can Rosengart go investigating financial malfeasance? He's going all the way back. He's going all the way back because he made reference to the fact that he's going to look into whether or not this should have been formed in the first place. Yeah, she's a Sophia. She will wait until I get on live and then she'll like sneak in behind me. I'm literally in front of a fireplace, so unless she's like gonna go crawl up the flue, she controls Instagram. Yeah, the locked bathroom discussion on Instagram, it's just like her whole presence on social media, I don't trust at all. And so I don't give it a lot of weight. Yeah, Jason Rubin will definitely dig. Can they sue Jamie Spears if it comes to light that all of this was not right? Well, the question is, like, what do we mean by that? Yes. And Rosengart touched on this in his motion. He made reference to the fact that, like, hey, because he's made it very, very clear, we're not. Right now, this is not a discussion about whether or not Jamie acted appropriately and in Britney's best interest during the time of the conservatorship. That's not what we're talking about. All we're talking about is it in Britney's best interest to appoint a different conservator of the estate? That's it. But when the time comes, maybe we'll need to talk about that, and that may result in issues for Jamie. How quickly can we get some action on this latest petition? August 23rd. I knew that was going to happen. Buster, go lay down. It's weird how she posts new content spliced with old content. Well, that I think that's because it's not her. What's the real truth? Let's just get it out there front and center. Yeah, but remember, because this is essentially a very large company that is it's almost like a hostile takeover. And Britney is the entity. So you've got a turnover being attempted from the inside of a company that is being run by people who are being paid to run it. Jamie Spears, the team that he's appointed. Because remember, he got rid of everybody around Britney when the conservatorship happened, and over the years has moved Britney away from anybody that got close to her, it sounds like. And so that team includes attorneys and accountants and people that have Jamie is controlling all of Britney's entities, which means he controls the hiring and firing of people. I mean, it's just like, oh, absolutely, Blanca. Blanca says, I feel in a way Rosengart has cornered Jaime. Absolutely. This guy is not, you can be a good litigator and not, meaning good in the courtroom, great at filing, great at preparing file documents and all of that, but not a good strategist. Rosengart, hands down, probably, he acted fine in the front of the cameras for me, but his strategy, on point, all the way. If you guys want like a deep dive of her Instagram stuff, probably go to your best friend Joshua or, well, that's who I would direct you to because he talks about the Instagram stuff. For me, I don't think it's Britney, so I don't like talk about it in depth. Like I'll touch on it here and there, but I haven't seen any of it. And this is all just what's been filed today. Jaime has not responded. Not that I've seen. There's nothing that's been filed. I haven't seen any statements come out from him since Britney made her June 23rd testimony, and then his attorney spoke on July 14th when Britney was allowed, and they didn't oppose Britney's ability to hire her own attorney. But Britney's new attorney at that point was like, listen, we think that he should resign, and Vivian Thoreen, I think, said, well, he's not going to do it this way. Like, he's not going to do that right now. What's going on with Erica? This recent Housewives episode broke my heart. Yeah. And then the behind the scenes of that was just bizarre. He ain't responded because it's literally on his last leg. Exactly, Sandy. Like, what is he going to say? When the question is, either you resign, when the question is posed to you, it's like the classic, like, when was the last time you beat your wife? Like, no matter how you answer that, the implication is you beat your wife. Like, similarly here, it's like your options are, 1, resign because it's in Britney's best interest, or 2, fight it as an individual because you have a vested interest. Erica's a great actress. I disagree. What happens if Jaime uses Britney's money for his lawyers? So Jaime is authorized to use Britney's money. Currently, he has sole authority to use Britney's money. The question would be if you're going to feel that way, you're going to need to take it out, but you need to take it outside. Don't know what they're doing. So the question is, either you are going to act in Britney's best interest and resign immediately, or you're choosing in your individual capacity to fight this because you have a personal vested interest outside of the role that you are serving as conservator of the estate. Because we've all made it very clear that it is in Britney's best interest and therefore the conservatorship's best interest to have you step down. So if you are going to fight this, you are going to be doing it in your individual capacity, which is evidence in and of itself that you should not be in the position that you are in. Jaime paying the dogs too. I'm telling you, that one right there, that freaking Yorkie would totally accept his money. I know it. I see it in her eyes. It's in the way she bites me. How else does he make money? He has, I have to assume, put away enough money to survive. Yeah, I think Lynn's statement plays a part. I think Jody's statement plays a part. I think even more so Britney's statement and her medical team statement. Can a power of attorney steal all the money of an estate and not give it to the rest of his siblings? I feel like that's specific legal advice, and I am a lawyer, not your lawyer, so I can't answer that. Can you come inside? No, okay. Who, apart from Jaime himself, is keeping the conservatorship? Good question. I mean, at this point, the court has to find grounds to terminate it. But that's why I think this was such a power play by Rosengart, because there won't be anybody. I don't know what's going on with the boyfriend. I don't know. I wonder how much he's paying PR people on how to handle this so he looks like a loving father. Well, we know that he paid $500,000 between October and June of, October 20 to June 21. There was $500,000 to his law firm just for media matters. Yeah, Jamie's a terrible businessman. He had to close the restaurant she bought him. He filed bankruptcy. Like, he is not, oh, I have to show you guys this if I can flip it around in time. Watch, they're gonna come around. I'm sorry, this is like me just being a, look at them go. Whoops, that's what they do when I'm on live. Go scooting around. He's stealing as much as he can right now. Potentially, we'll see. I think TikTok's just being weird today, guys. Sorry. Yeah, it looks like TikTok's just being a POS right now. So here's what we'll do. I gotta jump off to make dinner anyway. We're having shrimp pasta. Thank you for asking. It's a specialty of mine. The recipe, if you want to know, is just you fill the pan with a lot of butter and garlic, and then you cook the shrimp in it, and then you throw the pasta in and lemon. So we will reconvene, because now I'm from Louisiana, since we're talking about Britney. You can hear me. Your first part of your TikTok has been under review for hours. Josh got kicked off and like shut down from posting. Stuff's going on. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. It's TikTok though. It's not me. You're gonna make the same? It's so good. Lots of black pepper. So we will reconvene tomorrow. And yeah, I can post this on YouTube. It'll be interesting to see. What I am looking for and what I've been looking for is whether or not Jaime is going to step down. And if he hasn't by now, I can't imagine that he's going to. And we will see tomorrow and be able to further break down what happens at tomorrow's court hearing. Jaime's paying TikTok too. I know. People are going on Clapper. I don't know what Clapper is. I barely got a freaking TikTok. If the judge refuses to remove Jaime, they request a new judge. They can appeal it, assuming it's a decision that is subject to an appeal. I don't speak on judges, though. No, I do not think that the judge will force him to step down instead of removing him, because the judge doesn't have that ability. You saw that in the Derek Chauvin case when the defense attorney wanted to put on evidence from the separate situation, but just for those of you who want like actual legal, are here to learn about legal stuff. The defense attorney requested the judge force the prosecution to give immunity to the person that was in the car with George Floyd. And the judge was like, I can't do that. The judge only has a specific amount of power, right? The judge cannot force prosecution to give immunity to anybody, just like the judge can't force somebody to step down. At that point, it's not a step down. You're being forced to resign. The judge has specific power. The judge has the power to remove Jaime the only thing that I'm not quite clear on is the difference between removal and suspension. But I'll look and see if there's anything further I can gather. But obviously the difference colloquially is suspension means that he could come back in. But the discussion that I'm seeing within these papers is not like, I don't see any open-ended like, hey, hey, Jaime, if you don't mind sitting in the waiting room for a couple years, we'd like to push you out for just a minute. Just come in here, clean things up, and invite you back. Can you explain what TriStar's role is? Yeah, it is, as far as I understand, TriStar is Britney Spears' management company, spearheaded by Lou Taylor. Lou Taylor, who by accounts that we've seen was not somebody that Britney wanted in her life. When Jaime came in and got the conservatorship, it was like Lou Taylor was involved in some respects. I'm not quite sure all of that, but TriStar was getting paid on a commission/hourly basis. I'm not quite sure, but they were getting paid based off of Britney's, like the need for them with Britney's performances and whatnot. And in 2019, when she stopped performing, because they were paid for, again, I'm not quite sure if it was commission based off of her earnings or like a time hourly basis, but they stopped getting paid as much because Britney wasn't performing. And in 2019, emailed Jaime Spears as conservator of the estate and said, hey, like, we expect $400,000 to $500,000 from her a year. Like, we're going to need a floor. We're going to need a floor, meaning like a base pay of like X number of dollars, $400,000 to $500,000 a year that you're going to pay us, because otherwise we can't afford to represent Britney. And not like the email exchange was included in some motion at some point, because I saw it, and Jaime Spears was like, okay. Like, not like, well, the reason you're not getting paid as much is because, you know, she's not touring and she's not performing. So, like, I don't know. Don't you think that maybe you should, like, just accept what you're getting? Because that's indicative of what the value is that Britney's estate is getting out of this. Like, the reason you're making less is because Britney's making less, which is indicative that you should earn less. Like, it's an unnecessary cost, some would say. Yeah, I think so, Sandy. We could see the August 23rd date confirmed as early as tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Yeah, I can put this live on YouTube. I only put lives on YouTube if I feel comfortable with them. But yeah, I don't see anything wrong with this one. In fact, it probably would help since no one is everybody's been having problems. Could all of this missing money be in the trust? The only problem with that is it's going to take this forensic accountant to go through it. I don't know. The time that's listed on the papers is 10 a.m. But yet she's not allowed to go to Hawaii. That's the problem. That's the problem. Father's team has not yet responded. Yes, Vicky, I will post it. Trying to see any final questions before I get off. Oh, let me see. Steph had, if the judge agrees to move it up, does that mean that she agrees that Jaime should be removed? No, it does not. It means that it's a little bit of foreshadowing, probably. Like, we can guess. If she says, yeah, we can move it from September 29th to August 23rd, then it's a better idea of how she's going to rule on the actual petition. But no, not necessarily. Yep, agreed, Steph. I feel like Rosengard is giving us tea leaves, but not all the tea yet. And he doesn't have it all. He's not going to have it all until Jason Rubin gets in the seat of Jamie Spears. Jamie Lynn's not going to show up in court. I highly doubt. Jamie Lynn is the trustee of the trust. So the question is, would any money have moved from the conservatorship estate to the trust? There have to be accountings held or filed every year. And Britney's attorney, though I think many people believe right now that Britney's current attorney is probably acting in Britney's best interest more so, or in a different capacity than our prior attorney. But theoretically, the accountings have been filed for every year of this conservatorship up to and including this point. And understanding that, then I'd have to pull, and I've talked about doing this at some point, pulling all of the accountings. But at this point, like, Jason Rubin's going to do it for us. So I do think Jamie will be removed. I do. Right, because if you think it's urgent, then it could imply you think it's a problem. Yeah. Understanding, too, that we haven't heard Jamie's side at all. At all. We'll see. We'll see. Okay, I will see you guys tomorrow afternoon sometime. And we can discuss Erica, too, more at that point if you guys have any questions. Otherwise, too, if you have any questions, leave them on, like, not my most recent TikTok video. The trolls were out in full force today, and I just couldn't go. Without responding to one of them. But in the last video on Britney, and I'll try tomorrow morning to go through those. I'm taking tomorrow off, so. Why are you mad at me? You just looked funny in the video. Oh, homeboy is here who told me my face looked whack. Oh, I got time for you. You tell me, dear. What made... I mean, props to you for showing your face. Or kind of. Mr... What is his name? Ashton Ramirez. I'm just confused on why you think that it would be okay. One, I look amazing in my videos today. Thank you very much. Two, what makes you think it's a good idea to comment that stuff? Like, I'm glad that you're an actual person. Tim. I just, truly... waiting. I can't imagine a world in which a man that has an actual life chooses to leave that kind of a comment telling me that my face looks whack. And also, like, I didn't. You're sorry, but why? I just want to know why. Do you do that to random women? Like, you weren't trying to be mean. Let me get your comment for you, dear. And let's also remember, you deleted your comment. What was the comment? Again, I've got time for you.
I've been trying to avoid political...
What you do to your face, whack. LOL. Your profile picture is your tongue sticking out, dude. Tell me what about my face looked whack? I was having a moment. Here's an idea. And I'm going to say this with as much grace as I can muster for a man who decided to try to leave a disparaging comment on a woman's video today who looked perfectly fine. Understanding that for a moment. If you're having a moment, it sounded mean. I promise it's not. I can't. It sounded bad to me. I feel like that is called gaslighting. Can I ask you, are you straight? True question. Just are you straight? I just want to know that. Because it does make a difference. Okay, you're straight. Because here's the deal. If my friend Alex or my friend Garachi, no, not you, Jerry. We're talking to Ashton Ramirez, 85, who decided to tell me, quote, "What you do to your face, whack, LOL." What straight man would leave that comment to a woman? I'm just confused. Like, again, what did you mean, Ashton? What did you mean? I know I'm fucking beautiful. Also, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. What I really want to do, what I would love to do, is have my husband come in for this conversation. But I'm not going to do that to you because I can handle myself. I know it sounded crazy looking back. Here's the deal. Here's the deal. It did sound crazy looking back. It sounded crazy in the moment, and that's why I responded to you, because you were one of many who decided to troll me today. Jeez. Troll me today. Jeez. Troll me today. Jeez. That was my fault. That was my fault. You're one of many that decided to troll me today, and it feels like a really good reminder that there are people on the other side of these phones. Your wife is freaking out on you. How would your wife know? I don't feel like you have a wife. Anyway, there are people on the other side of these phones, and when people like you decide to leave comments about their appearances, I am a confident woman. I know my worth. I know my beauty. I don't need you to validate me. But if you're leaving that comment on another woman's appearance, on somebody who's having a hard day or a hard time, it is unfucking forgivable. It's just not. So I'm glad that you showed up. You can twist your words into however you need to make yourself feel better. You can. But has he even apologized yet? Yes, he apologized. He said that that's not what he meant. I took it wrong. So whatever apology that's worth. Don't leave comments like that. I do. She's sitting with me telling me how stupid I am. Good. Hi, wife. Thank you very much. I hope, one, again, thank you for correcting your husband's behavior and advising him, because I think it's important that we tell the men in our lives when they fuck up and hold them accountable for when they're rude to other women. And so this is truly a thank you to her. But also, hey, men, don't comment on women's appearances, especially trying to be negative and mean. Because again, as much as I can take it, other people can't. And what if you are the reason that somebody else feels worse about themselves? Promise, you're not the reason I feel worse about myself, but you could hurt somebody else, and that's just not, it's not okay. I can't believe you are having to have this conversation with a grown man. Me either. But again, I had some time. She said, sorry for my behavior too. You are amazing looking. Yeah. Move forward better. Move forward better. Move forward better. All right. I'm going to go have a glass of wine and have a good rest of my day. I will see you guys tomorrow.